Hi, I'm Nate, the FitFutureMD. I'm the owner of Ensorsale. Ensorsale is family. Together we can rise up from humble beginnings and inspire others with the messages on our t-shirts. I lost 30 pounds in 30 days. Make sure you check out the free workout and nutrition program in the description below if you're interested. And today we're talking about getting rich is intentional. Okay, so what does that mean? Most people, they'll ask how to get rich, how do you get rich, what do you do to get rich? But they really don't want to have to do anything extra to get rich. They just want to be able to, work their 9 to 5 or not even work at all and somehow get rich, right? And that's not the way it works, right? So there is there are several plans out there to get rich, and for the majority of people, they're going to look at these plans and they're not going to do them, for whatever reason, because the plan asked them to sacrifice something that they're not willing to give up, whether that be their time, their coffee, whatever. They're just not willing to give. They're not willing to sacrifice for future endeavors, right? Or they're people that can only see, what's right in front of them. Like, oh, I need to pay this bill, I need to pay that bill, I'm hungry, I need to eat, But the truth is that to be rich, to be wealthy, you have to be intentional about getting there, right? So for most people working a 9 to 5, that's going to mean to invest, right? And that being said, you start trying to do math on, how long it's going to take, with how much money's left over at the end of the month. For a lot of people, there is no money left over at the end of the month. So that means, oh, I got to go get a second job, or I got to change careers, or I got to do something different. And, most of that is behavioral change, right? Like, so can I recreate that $5 coffee at home and put that $150 away as an investment, right? Instead of spending the $150 on coffee, right? But that might be your only source of sanity throughout the day, right? Or the only thing that's yours and yours alone, or, whatever excuse you may use to not do that, right? When $150, what so many people spend a lot of money on lottery tickets every week. They might spend 40 or $50 on lottery tickets every week, right? What if you took that $50 every week, $200 a month, and invested it instead, right? So when you go to look for what you want to intentionally do to become wealthy, right? And for a lot of people, there is a distinction between wealthy and rich, right? Rich to most people means you make $1 million a year. That means that you are rich to most people. That's $84,000 a month. Most normal people in a normal job are not going to be making $84,000 a month unless you climb the corporate ladder into being a CEO or a CFO or a CMO. You're not going to be compensated at $84,000 a month, right? So if your definition of rich is that $84,000 a month, then you are going to have to do something different than normal people, and that brings you into basically like selling products or opening a business or opening a brand, right? Which it's they they say it's never been easier to do that. However, they forget that big corporations still can out leverage you as the little guy, right? So the only thing you really have going for you is that people like you, or that you help other people, or that your product is something that they can't get, right? Because most big corporations, they just white label stuff. You know, they order a pretty decent quality product, white label it with their label, and order a crap ton of it, and they get a lot cheaper price. Therefore, they can offer it to the customer at a cheaper price. They win more customers, right? Than somebody who's like my small business. You know, I can't get t-shirts for as cheap as Walmart can get t-shirts, right? But, you know, I can make sayings and stuff that they can't get, right? So that's my competitive advantage, plus, you know what the t-shirt and the message of the t-shirt is compared to the values of Walmart, right? And compared to our values, you know, at Ensorsale, right? So, but most people are not going to be willing to sacrifice the time to do that, right? They're, you know, most people want to work their 40 hours a week and go home and enjoy their life. And there's nothing wrong with that. So then the question becomes, well, what's the most efficient way to become wealthy, you know, while working a normal job? And obviously that is investing, right? So there's two ways to look at it, right? So if you're a person who's like me, where there's not that much money at the end of the check, at the end of the bills every month, right? Some strategies are not going to work, you know, but they came out with the Roth IRA, right? And the Roth IRA is $6,000 a year. I think it's going up to $6,500. But say $6,000 a year, in 30 years or 40 years, that's $1 million, and it's tax free when you take it out, right? So at a minimum, you could try to find $600 a month, or not 600, $500 a month to invest into a Roth IRA, and you retire rich. That's the minimum, right? Or you could put it in a brokerage account and live off the money that you make. You know, it doesn't matter, but because you're paying taxes on the money anyway, right? You just don't want to pay money twice on the taxes, right? That's the whole point of the Roth IRA, right? But it's just simple things like that. Like say, but that requires you to plan 30 years ahead, right? And most people can't do that. But those are minimal things that you can do, right? The other thing you can do is that you really don't have a lot of money, right? You can find the killer in your community. Find that person that's an entrepreneur in your community and say, how can I partner with you and help you become successful in your business and take a piece, right? So this is what Grant Cardone did when he did Undercover Billionaire. Basically, he found the killer in the community, the person that was opening the business, that had the capital, you know, and he went and spent his time teaching that person to elevate them. And he went along for the ride and ended up with a $5 million business, right? So that's one way, is to partner with people that are exceptional, right? And you can find those people everywhere, in your church, in your community. You know, who's entrepreneurs in your community? Who are the people that, you know, just need that little bit extra to help them get more marketing, you know, to find more customers, whatever, right? And you can find those people everywhere. And, you know, so that's another way that a normal person, without having to do much, can become rich, right? So for instance, Jeff Bezos, the Amazon founder, right? He took $50,000 from 10 family members to start Amazon, okay? Each one of those investors are billionaires, and they didn't do anything other than give the money, right? Now, most people say, well, normal people don't have $50,000, but you would be surprised, you know, say you start working in your 20s and you're throwing money into a 401k, by the time you're 30 or 35, you might have $50,000 in a 401k. And then you just have to find the right person to risk that money on, right? And that's a lot, you know. But for most people, you don't want to be, most people want to be more risk averse than that. They don't want to take that big of a risk on someone, and that's okay. You know, you may find someone that needs $2,000, $5,000. They just need to say, this person wants to start a t-shirt shop, you know, and they need $2,000 for the equipment. Say, hey, I'll buy the equipment for you. Start your business out where you're not in debt, and I'll just take 30% on the back end, right? You invest my piece, you know, until you become successful. You don't become successful, you know, no worries. You know, we did good, right? You know, I believe in you, whatever. That's one way for a normal person to become successful, but it's an intentional act, right? It's intentionally going out and finding these people. So the whole point of this video is that getting wealthy or getting rich is intentional, right? I intentionally put this $500 a month into a Roth. I intentionally found this person that is a killer in my community, that is an entrepreneur that just needs a little bit here, a little bit there to get them off the ground, right? And I can partner with them, you know, and I can be a silent partner in their business. Or, so like my, you know, background is mathematics and chemistry and medicine, right? Science. But, you know, I am business. I have a master's in business, right? So maybe they are the person that does all the work, and you're on the back end helping them on the business side, making sure they got marketing, making sure they got sales, making sure, you know, that they're keeping up with, you know, taxes, CPA stuff, and, you know, stuff like that people that start small business don't think about, but ends up costing you a crap ton of money later if you don't, right? So we, you know, we've had people that, you know, we've partnered with before, you know, on their business to make sure, you know, to help them with social media, you know, because obviously I'm good at social media, and I can edit videos and all that kind of stuff. So, but just looking for situations like that, you know, I've had opportunities in CBD oil and stuff like that to try to partner with people, right? But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for that person that's a killer out there that I can take, you know, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, invest in their business, and be that silent partner or that helpful partner on the back end, right? That's intentional. But that's how you make $84,000 a month. That's how you become $1 million a year person or billionaire. You know, most normal people are not going to do that, are not going to have enough money to do that, and that's okay. You can still go and become wealthy over time by basically placing your bets on big corporations, right, in the stock market, intentionally buying real estate in a good area that's going to appreciate, that people are moving to. You know, I haven't talked about that yet, but we're 15 minutes deep in the video. But, you know, getting wealthy is intentional. And on this channel, I'm going to teach you how to be intentional, subject by subject, and hopefully help you out. And if I do, leave it in the comments below. I appreciate all the support. I make FitFutureMD. I'm the owner of Ensorsale. Ensorsale is family. You know, together we can rise up from humble beginnings and inspire others with the messages on our t-shirts. Until next time, peace.